Yes, Seagull Archipelago, a breathtaking tropical landscape full of unique islands as far as the eye can see. When visiting this country, it is very difficult not to notice its most prominent its most prominent monument. The hammer and sickle is truly a sight to behold, yet most who witness its glory are blissfully unaware of the history behind it. An epic tale of two sides, their back and forth, betrayal, unity, and the flag that started it all. All of it lost to history. This is something I am not willing to accept, which is exactly why I'm here. I invite you to travel with me back in time, back before the hammer and sickle was built, back when this thing didn't exist. Back then, the archipelago was a peaceful land. Communism is how we grew. Communism is how we thrived. It was a peaceful land, it was, but sadly, good things don't last forever. Our peace was crushed by a dark being capable of destroying it all. A being so powerful it could engulf a person in a void of darkness by simply being in their vicinity. A flag. A flag? Yeah, a flag. It just stood there, menacingly, on top of a dog's sand dune, spreading capitalism around it. It swiftly infected its host, even to the point that he wrote about capitalism in his diary.
Why were you reading my diary?
Research?
But why?
His diary mentioned capitalism, which is, as one might expect, intolerable. Measures had to be taken as soon as possible, so I took it upon myself to rid the world of this evil, hiding the flag in a secret underwater vault guarded by the world's most secure lock. I may have outsmarted him, but he outsmarted my outsmarting. I was not out of options yet, however, for, as previously mentioned, the islands of Seagull Archipelago were ruled by communism, and it is so that I decided to enlist the help of a fellow communist Luna for a secret nighttime heist. Deep in the dark nights of Minecraft, when a dog sleeps and mobs are about... Oh, it's there again. Yeah, we have a one-player sleep plugin. Should have thought twice about that. So instead, we decided to wait for real-life night, when actual dog sleeps, to lurk around his island. We searched every nook, every cranny. We flipped every trapdoor and looked under every block. Except inside the trees, apparently, because that's where it was. We even searched in his mob farm for Marx's sake. We swum the swim of shame back to our islands, until we realized we have boats and can just row there instead. That would have saved us like a hot minute. But we weren't done yet. We still had the element of surprise. So, I arranged a meeting with the dog at the most shady place I could think of. The Netherwart. By portraying myself as the one threat to his capitalism, he'd suspect less of Luna. During our little chat in the Netherwart, Luna would casually join the conversation, condemning me for taking such harsh actions and pretending to join a dog's little capitalist revolution. She would give me many updates on her attempts at figuring out where the flag was, but alas, she could never give me a definite answer. It seems I underestimated how cautious a dog would be with a new recruit. This called for a new plan. I once again snuck into his island and approached Ted, the sand-loving Enderman that a dog trapped in a boat. I entered the boat and sailed away because, after all, the best offense is kidnapping your enemy's best friend. I hit Ted at a remote island, on the opposite side of which was Vibe Llama. Vibe Llama's location was a secret, only known to Luna and I. A dog was quick to notice Ted's absence, and it was time to put my expert borrowing skills to use. After a short conversation, he revealed that the flag was currently in his ender chest. However, he accidentally broke his ender chest with the wrong pickaxe. So, we decided he was going to make a new ender chest and would leave the flag in my furnace room by the morning of the next day. I opened Minecraft first thing in the morning and ran towards my furnace room. Empty. It is then that I noticed a large shadow being cast by an enormous arrow made out of dirt, pointing down to the ground where a single chest lied. I opened the chest, ready to accept my victory, when instead of a flag I saw a book.
Dear Errol, so first, I forgot that I have a 15-mile hike tomorrow, so I won't be able to log on in the morning. Continue on next page. Dear Errol. Again. My, what have I found here? Why, it's furry and big, makes weird sounds, and has a green rug on it. Why, it's Vibe Llama. Yes, while I was exploring out for new islands, I found Vibe Llama, and you know what? I took her to an undisclosed location. We will talk later, but let it be known that if anything happens said, the only thing you will see of Vibe Llama is a green carpet. Do not look for Vibe Llama. She is not on any island, nor any island on my maps at current. I only have the codes for her location. But do not worry, she is completely safe. And as for the flag, I created another end chest. We will talk later. Leader of the capitalist movement, Adoge477.
This was unacceptable, unbelievable, understandable. Actually, I mean, yeah, I did kidnap Ted in the first place, but like, still, it's about the principle, you know. I was shocked, but most importantly, suspicious. You see, I don't just wear this coat for nothing. I am pro mega ultra super duper mega pro ultra detective guy, and there were 3 reasons why I believe this message to be false. First, it made no sense that he would be exploring at that specific island. The reason? It's already been explored. Second, this island was on the opposite part of the map to his own. Why would he explore so far away from his island if up to this point he had been exploring at closer proximity to his home? And lastly, the biggest point. As previously mentioned, Ted was also next to the same island as Vibe Llama, on the opposite side to be exact. Considering the island's small size, if he truly was exploring, there's no reason for him to notice Vibe Llama but not Ted. This means he wasn't there for the purpose of exploring and purely went to the island to get Vibe Llama. Of course, that implies that one of the people who knew about Vibe Llama's location must have told him. It couldn't have been me, which means Luna was the culprit. I had been tricked, backstabbed, and quite possibly bamboozled. Luna betrayed me. Unacceptable, unbelievable, understandable. Yeah, I can see why she'd do that. Still, though, this was war. The flag had poisoned her mind as well, and their little capitalist revolution was growing rapidly. It appeared we had reached a stalemate, however. I still had Ted, now hidden deep underground in LOL Island, and a dog had Vibe Llama. If any one of us two made the wrong move, our friend would die. So, I issued a meeting. A meeting to discuss a trade. He'd get Ted back, I'd get Vibe Llama back, and we'd move on. Or would we? I was no longer in control. A dog had the ultimate weapon, and so I was at his mercy. Lest he releases the Wither to destroy Vibe Island and everything that surrounds it. It was now my duty to come up with something to appease a dog, and luckily my super mega ultra duper mega hyper master pro ultra mega detective quick thinking skills did just that. I suggested he place the flag on their hammer and sickle as a sign of peace. The great communist power of the hammer and sickle would keep the flag's dark capitalist powers at bay. He accepted, and together we marched off to Spawn Island to put an end to this madness. Unity.